you're going to do now, I'll be switching off the autopilot soon, then you're going to fly. But your right hand I want on your leg, and your left hand is the one that's going to fly. Okay, you're going to fly with one hand. Because your right hand eventually is going to be on here. Okay, so I want you to get used to flying with just the one hand. So I'm going to engage the localizer, engage the approach as well. And we'll turn a bit more to the right. So we're basically going to come in like this, and then turn onto the final. Make sense? So we're just going to go like this down that line. Yeah, exactly. So this is the line we're following, the dotted line right now. And this is exactly like they would bring you in real life. They would make this big S-shaped loop. Because they have many aeroplanes, they have to line them up nicely. Especially at London Heathrow. So this is, that's, I don't know, do you know London well, or you don't know London?
Yeah.
That's Battersea Park, Battersea Park station, I think. And there's the Centre Point Tower over there. Anyway, they have a few buildings. That's Canary. That's the Swiss Re building, the Gherkin. You know the Gherkin building.
Yes,
That
yes,
one,
there
that's
it is, the round one.
Yeah, the round one. So you get a bit of sightseeing done.
No.
And while we're setting up the aeroplane for the return flight, you can go and do your duty-free shopping at the terminal. Okay, so what we're watching here, Captain, is the Vorlock, is the localizer beam. Yeah, we're waiting for this to become active. Okay, and then the airplane will start the turn. We'll just give it a bit more of a shallow. This is too much of a sharp turn. We'll give it a bit of a shallow turn. We want to come in about 30-degree angle, really. So I think this will be better. So we'll stabilize on 30-degree, and then the localizer will become green, and it will automatically start to follow it. I've armed the glide slope as well, so when we come closer to this one, the glide slope will become green. And then the flight directors will follow those two, all the way down.
So with the heading we
control where we go. There you go, Vorlock is active, so it's already now going into the final. So now the heading is not being used, so I can set it for the runway heading, which is 272. But now we are on the Vorlock, so it's actually locked onto the radio signal. Okay. So now we're waiting for it to lock onto this signal here. Right, there it is, the glide slope is active. So the gear comes down and we slow down to 160 knots. And we take flaps 15 straight away. And this is when we do just a cabin crew seats for landing.
cabin crew seats for landing. Cabin crew seats for landing.
Good. Okay. So glide slope is active. I'm going to set the go around altitude of 3,000 feet. So whenever you're ready, I'm just going to slow down the airplane to landing speed. So 151 knots is landing speed. Flaps 30. We arm the speed brake here, and the engine start switch is on. And now the landing lights can come on. And we do the landing checklist. Engine start switch is continuous. Speed brake is armed. Landing gear down, 3 greens. Flaps 30. Green lights. Landing checklist is complete. Runway is inside. You see the 2 runways?
Yes.
The one on the right hand side is where we're going. Okay? So when you're ready, with your left thumb, press that button there, left side, the U is on the left. Press it once and it will press it now. Okay? That's now manual, flight director. Switch on the alarm. You're now flying the plane with your left hand. Right hand on your leg. Okay.
I have to have my legs.
Yeah, put your legs up and get them ready. So we have to keep on the flight director really sharp with the left hand. Right hand on the throttle now. And left hand is flying, okay? Left hand is just keeping on those flight directors nice and sharp. We can't let those flight directors go away from us. And you see how the pitch is about 2.5 degrees, like I said?
Yes.
So remember, 50 feet, we're going to tap up just a little bit. 20 feet, slam down the auto throttle. The throttle rather, I'm going to take the auto throttle off as well. And when you touch down, reverse thrust comes up. And then of course it's rudder control like before.
When I put this down,
Once you touch down, yeah. So 20 feet you slam the throttles down. When you hear the touchdown, then you pull up the reverses. Okay? Now we just got to watch our airspeed. We need a little bit more thrust, so we keep that there. We also look up, make sure we have good visual. And if we have visual, we continue looking down. So we fly with the instruments, but we keep checking up. So you look up and look down. 1,000 feet, checked. Look up and look down. A little bit more speed. Look up and down. So you're always checking visual as well. So this is now the actual altitude here above ground. Okay. So we have to just keep that speed exactly as close as we can to 151 knots. We're looking very good there. And we're going to drive it down. So it's 500 feet. We mustn't flare too much, otherwise we're going to take off again. That's the biggest mistake people make, if they flare too much. When you hear minimums, that's the 100 feet. And we just have to decide that we're going to land. So 100 feet, we say continue.
That is for like the puppy lives.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Minimums.
Okay, continue.
100,
100 feet.
50,
Okay, a little
40,
bit of a flare, small
30,
amount.
20,
Throttles down.
10.
Good. We just hold it there till we touch down. Push it down a little bit if we need. There. Reverses up. Excellent. And rudder control. And we're just going to watch the exits. So that must be Alpha 9, I think. And we want to break off now and use a bit of manual braking. That's probably Alpha 10. I think we're going to miss Alpha 10, so we'll get the next one. Reverses go down. We just need to apply manual brakes. We have a bit of trouble with the brakes sometimes here, but we'll get it. Okay. So when we're down to about 25 knots, we can start the turn here. So left turn with the rudder and grab the steering as well. And get ready with the steering and take control now with the steering. Just like before when we were taxiing. Steering and that's terminal 5. So we're going to go straight up and take the second right.
Not the first, the second. Yeah.
Second one, so don't turn right here. So a little bit to the left and then right. Okay, hands on the throttles now, keeping it no more than 35%. But 10 knots is what we want, so a little bit of brake. We're going to go straight up here. Strobe comes off, landing lights off, taxi way off. Maybe
Now,
let's wind down here. Just need to speed down a little bit. So 10 knots on the turns, and we're going to go straight down here. Very good. Come up. So that's why you need two pilots. One pilot's flying the plane, the other one's got a lot of other jobs to do. Also, there's air traffic control. You know, you're waiting for instructions and all of that, handing over from one controller to another. There's so many controllers: ground, tower, approach, departures, center. You're constantly flipping radios and checking in, checking out of controllers. It's a big job. About 10 knots, careful, only 35% maximum. 10 to 15 knots because we don't have to go very far. So we came off on Alpha 11 as expected. And just careful with the speed, keep it about 15 knots. We're going to go all the way to the end. So it's actually behind that building. Terminal 5 Bravo, 5, no. Yeah, that's Terminal 5 Bravo. Keep going straight. We're going to go to Terminal 5 Alpha, which is after that. Nice, 15 knots is good. So it's going to be the, it is that terminal actually, yeah. So it's going to be the second left. turn, you need a bit of throttle so we don't lose too much speed. Down that line. We're going to go to gate 511. So this is, now we're just going to be really slow here, be careful. This is 507, 89, and then 11. So it shouldn't be more than 8 knots really now. So just tap the brakes a little bit, bring it down to 8 knots. That's 509. Okay, take the brakes off. Here's the next one. So it's a very delicate balance between, it takes a lot of practice to get the speed right. If you go into idle completely, then you lose speed. Okay, 511. So when that arrow is under us, we're basically going in there. Okay? So now start the right turn, sharp turn to the right. Sharp right, all the way up. Yeah? Really sharp. And you've got to get that line back under your right leg. You need a bit of thrust now. Good, very good. A little bit more to the right. A little bit more to the right. That line should be going under your right leg. Cabin crew disarm doors and cross check. Straight down. So we have 3 knots. We can probably just roll in. A little bit more to the right if you can. You see the sign there? The yellow line is getting smaller and smaller. When it disappears, it will give you a stop sign. That's when you tap your brakes fully. Nice and smooth. You were going to stop before. So a little bit more thrust. Up to 30%. As soon as you start moving, you take it off. Stop. Keep your brakes in, pull the park brake out. Very good. Legs off. Very good. So the jetways are to come in. And while it's coming in, we take off. So we have the APU, I've already taken that. The flaps are up. We have air. So we take the engines off. Okay? Engine 2 comes off. Pull and slide down. Okay? Eyes on here. 20%. Engine 1 comes off. Good, and 20%, keep your hand here ready, seatbelt signs, 20%, flip it up. Very good, and runway turn off lights, taxi light, fuel pumps, 2. Check the ground power, APU comes off, keep that on, electrics come off, probe comes off. Anti-collision comes off, transponder goes off. I think everything else is okay, and congratulations. Well done on your first flight. Let's just do the shutdown checklist and then we can take a break. So just take me through the shutdown, please.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Probe heat.
Off.
Hydraulic panel.
Set.
Flaps.
Up, no lights.
Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off. Still have it on. We're frying the passengers in the terminal. Okay, that's off.
Shutdown checklist complete.
It's fantastic. So since we're going to stay here and do a return flight, just like real life, we don't do the secure. We basically stay here and we start planning straight away for the next one. But because we're human beings, we'll take a quick 2-minute break. And just to free our legs a little bit, and we can come back in a couple of minutes and get started. So that took us 1 hour and 37 minutes.